G'day, Pat Callinan here. This episode, we're going to explore one of the most picturesque areas in Australia, the beautiful Barrington Tops. But this region doesn't just have good looks on its side. It also has some magnificent four-wheel drive tracks and some incredible both pioneering and bushranging history. But it also has a little bit of personal history for me. In fact, around a decade ago, I was at this very pub when my kids did a reenactment of a very famous robbery done by the legendary bushranger Captain Thunderbolt. Have a look.
Fella, give me all your gold. Oh, Captain Thunderbolt.
Well, that was Bill then, and here he is now.
That's it. That was what, 10 years ago now, I think?
It was, mate, it was. But you've been making this place just about a second home for you in recent times, haven't you? You love it up here.
Yeah, I've been up sort of 4 or 5 times in the last couple of months. It's, yeah, the tracks up here are just awesome. I keep on coming back, so.
So you come for the challenges, hey?
I do, yeah. I like, especially in the wet. I don't know how it's going to be at the moment. It looks pretty dry at the moment, but yeah, it's awesome fun in the wet up here.
Okay, well, how about I lead the way to start with? I'll get us into camp, and then you can take the reins after that.
Sounds like a plan.
I cannot wait for this adventure, as long as he doesn't bend my truck.
In this episode, Barrington Tops dishes it out with some of the most surprising,
Did not see that one coming.
Awesome.
and spectacular four-wheel driving trails we've ever had.
Hell yeah.
Along the way, I discover why Bill and his mates call this place
It's a little mini roller coaster.
the Tops. I'm in the Ford Ranger Wild Track towing an Easy Trail Parks 13 Mark II. Bill is in the Ford Everest Titanium. For our trip, we'll be based at Pole Blue Campground in the heart of the Barrington Tops National Park. From there, we'll explore the 5 best trails, including a few rather random ones. But we start out at Moonan Flat in the Upper Hunter, where we leave the bitumen and set a course on the dirt for the Barrington Tops. We're travelling from cattle country into scrubby bushland and towards the subalpine wilderness ahead. This is where we'll spend the next few days. The national park alone is 95,000 hectares. There's also private land and state preservation areas. It was once home to Aboriginals, then gold miners, timber cutters, bushrangers and farmers. Now it's a prime destination for nature lovers and adventure seekers like Bill and I.
I think the big reason I love driving up in Barrington so much is just the variety between the big sweeping valleys and the awesome scenic sort of landscapes, as well as the super technical driving. You can do your rutted tracks and your wombat holes and everything, but on these roads in and out, you've also got the massive big sweeping valleys and you can see for miles. It's awesome fun.
There's heaps of places to set up a tent here, but a few kilometres in is the Pole Blue Campground. We chose this location because it's 15 minutes or less from some of the best four-wheel drive tracks in the Tops. We don't want to be towing while we're exploring, so we unhooked the Easy Trail Parks 13 and set her up as our base camp and headquarters. In just a few minutes, our Easy Trail is ready for action. And sitting between our rigs, she's a fine addition to the handsome campsite under the snow gums. And a short walk down the hill is Pole Blue Swamp. There's a 3-kilometre hike around this high altitude wetland.
We are at 1,450 metres above sea level, so we are in an alpine environment, and there's not too many places like this montane swamp. It just soaks the water up, acts like a giant sponge, and feeds it out gently in these gorgeous snaking creeks.
Where are we headed, mate? First up.
Well, I think we might duck down the Dilbury Circle Road now and head towards the Gummy Falls and the Cascades.
Oh, nice one. You're leading the way, mate. This is unusual for me. Sitting here tail end Charlie.
It's nice to have a bit of fresh air out in front.
Yeah, that's it. I'm glad they've had a bit of drizzle here. It's not too dusty back here.
Are you right keeping up behind me there?
Oh, I'll do okay. I love this little bit of exploration that Bill is actually doing here. Often you have the option of the main road or the road less travelled, and usually the road less travelled is far more interesting. Your four-wheel drive will take you to some incredible places, and it's really nice to see that Bill has been bitten by the same bug that I was bitten by at around his age, of wanting to really explore these tracks. And this track is so much more interesting than the main one that we were on.
Oh, good, made it.
It's a highway any day of the week.
Our trail travelling was going pretty well until we turned the corner and a huge bog hole.
Where have you taken me, Bill?
I don't know, this looks pretty dodgy, doesn't it?
This is one of the longest bog holes I've seen in a while. Just goes on and on.
Bill does the smart thing and grabs a stick to check the depth. The edges are soft with a firm base,
that's the
but
spot.
a check in the middle of the mud hole. Bill makes the call to take the line to the right, avoiding the metre-plus deep hole in the middle.
Interesting to see how we get through this. Oh, it's slippery as. In we go. Oh, pretty solid though. It's not bad at all.
In the end, our path gives us a relatively uneventful ride, but I'm 100% certain Bill nailed the call.
I'm pretty proud of the decision that Bill made there, because not too many blokes of his age, he's 19, would have made that call to take the smart line around a ginormous bog hole. But he appreciates the value of the vehicles. I'm sure that when I was 19 years old, I would not have been anywhere near that mature. I would have gone barreling right through it and potentially written off my car or caused major damage. So the fact that he's making that call at his age is pretty damn cool. He made the right call. Very proud of him.
Next,
Well, Cal, welcome to the Barrington Tops, mate.
we've got a convoy.
Thanks for having me, mate.
The stakes
I'm stuck already.
and the hills get tougher. We'll tell you the top 6 4x4 mistakes.
And make sure you check out the Mr. 4x4 app at mr4x4.com.au.